Good morning dear students, and welcome to the next video for our chapter Indices and Cube Root. Now, as I kept telling you in your previous classes that this is a very important chapter and you have to know this chapter very well. Now you must be wondering what is it that I have drawn. I have drawn a plant over here and I have drawn the roots of the plant growing into the ground. On the top I have written power and below I have written roots. Now this is what we will be using when we have to write certain indices. Till now we were looking at indices which were whole numbers, but now what if the indices is a fraction? For example, over here our base is 225. This is your base number. And what is our index number? Our index number is 3/2, which is a fraction. Now when we have something like this, how are we going to write it in words, or how are we going to say what it is? So when we have a fraction as an index, okay, you have to understand that whatever is on top, the numerator, okay, I'll write it over here, the numerator is called as the power, and whatever is below, your denominator is called as the root. So I'll write it over here, your denominator is called the root. Okay, so the numerator, the power on the top, and your roots, just like your roots grow under the ground, the roots are the denominator. So if I have to read this out, I will read it as the third power of the second root of 225. The numerator is the power and the denominator is the root. So this becomes the third power of the second root of 225. Now if you look at this over here, your base is 45 and your index is 4/5. So this becomes the fourth power of the fifth root of 45. Fourth power of fifth root of 45. Let's look at this example over here. You have 81 raised to the power of 6/7. So how will you read it as? It will be the sixth power of seventh root of 81. Okay, the next one is given to you as 100 raised to the power of 4/10. So how will this be written? Would you want to take a guess? This will be written as the fourth power of 10th root of 100. The last one which is given to you, 21 raised to the power of 3/7. So can you write it down or can you guess it? This will be the third power of seventh root of 21. Okay, so in this way dear students, you are going to write in words your indices. So I'll give you a minute's time. You can copy it down, or you can pause the video over here and you can copy down this part. Please copy down the entire thing right from the drawing of the flower. You can use colors, you can use sketch pens, or you can use gel pens if you wish, but please keep your books neat and tidy. Okay, as I said, students, to continue writing, you can pause the video over here and you can finish this off. Now we will move on to the next part of the chapter. Okay, what we had done was, right now we were writing in words. Now we will write it in figures. The same thing what we learned. Practice set 3.2, the second question. Write the following numbers in the form of rational indices. We have to write it in using numbers. The first one, square root of 5th power of 121. When we are saying square, it means the number 2. Okay. So what is your main number? What is your base over here? Your base is 121. And how will you write your index? I'll just change my pen, it stopped working. Okay, so your base is 121, and now how will you write the index? Your root is 2, so I put a this thing over here, a dash. My root is 2 and my power is 5. So how is this written? 121 raised to the power of 5 upon 2. Let's look at the other one. Cube of 4th root of 324. What is the meaning of the word cube? The word cube means the number 3. So what is your base over here? Your base is 324. And now we have to write the index. The cube of 4th root. 4th root means that will come down, number 4 will come down, and this number 3 will come on top. Okay. So what about this one? Would you want to take a guess? Over here, 5th root of square of 264. Square means number 2. So your base is 264. 5th root means your root is number 5. So what will go on the top? You have the square or the number 2 which will go on top. So this is 264 raised to the power of 2 upon 5. Now let's look at the last one. Cube root of 3. So the cube means 3 over here, and this cube also means 3. So when we have to write this, 3 is your base. Your root is also 3 and your power is also 3. So this will be written as 3 raised to the power of 3 upon 3. Okay. So I'll give you a minute's time. You can just copy this down, or you can pause the video and complete writing this page. Okay students, now we move on to the next part, which is practice set 3.3. Now over here you have to find out the cube root of the given numbers. The first number which is given to you is 8000. You have to factorize 8000. You have already learned how to find out the factors in 7th standard. You have learned how to find out HCF and LCM of numbers. Okay, so we are using the same method and we are breaking 8000 into smaller numbers. So 8000 can be divided by the number 2. So 2 into 4000 gives us 8000. 2 into 2000 is 4000. 2 into 1000, 2000. 2 into 500 is 1000. 2 into 250 is 500. 2 into 125 is 250. 2 into 25 is 125. 5 into 5 is 25. 5 ones are 5. So like this we have to divide or break down this number and get all these prime numbers till we reach the number 1. So next step is writing down all these numbers over here. So we write it as 2 into 2. First count how many 2's are there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 2's. So 2 into 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2, and then we've got 5. So 5, 5, 5, 3 5s. So into 5 into 5 into 5. Next, what we have to do is we have to collect the common numbers in groups of 3. So we are collecting one group of 2 over here, 1, 2, 3, 3 numbers over here. Here we have another 3 numbers of the number 2. So 1, 2, 3. And here we have 3 numbers of the number 5, 1, 2, 3. We are bunching up, we are making bunches of 3 common numbers. Okay, we are creating bunches. Now 2 into 2 into 2 can be written as 2 raised to the power of 3, right? 2 cube. So this bunch I have written it as 2 cube. Now next, this bunch I am writing it as 2 cube. And finally this bunch I am writing it as 5 cube. So if I keep the cube common, so I can write it as 2 into 3, 2 into 5, 2 into 2 into 5 raised to the power of 3. Okay, I am putting all these numbers together and keeping the cube outside. So 8000 is 2 into 2 into 5 raised to the power of 3. So the cube root means we have to remove this cube now. If we have to remove this cube, we have to put a cube root sign, this root sign with the number 3 over there. So cube root of 8000 is, remove this cube, 2 into 2 into 5, only these numbers now. 2 into 2 into 5, you multiply them, 2 2s are 4, 4 5s are 20. So your final answer is 20. Okay, so please copy this down, dear students. Next, we move on to the next number. We have the number 729. So we have to divide it. It does not get divided by 2. So we move on to the number 3. So 3 multiplied by 243 gives us 729. 3 multiplied by 81 gives us 243. 3 multiplied by 27 gives us 81. 3 multiplied by 9 gives us 27. 3 multiplied by 3 gives us 9, and 3 ones are 3. So these are the factors that we have got: 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we write it down. 729 is 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. Next step, we make bunches of 3 numbers each. So I am making one bunch of these 3 numbers and one bunch of these 3 numbers. So these 3 numbers can be written as 3 cube and these can be written as 3 cube. Okay. Now I am bringing the 3's together. So 3 multiplied by 3 raised to the power of 3. Now we have to remove this cube. So the cube root of 729 is these 2 numbers which are left, 3 into 3, which gives us 9. So the final answer is 9. Please copy it down. We look at the third sum now, which is a negative number that's given to you, minus 512. So we are doing the same thing, but over here we will only be using a negative sign to find out the factors. So minus 2 into 256 will give us minus 512. Okay. So we find out all the factors like that. We won't. We will also put the negative sign over here. So 2 into 256 gives us minus 512. 2 into 128 gives us minus 256. Minus 2 into 64 gives us minus 128. Minus 2 into 32 gives us minus 64. Minus 2 into 16 gives us minus 32. Minus 2 into 8 gives us minus 16. Minus 2 into 4 gives us minus 8. Minus 2 into 2 gives us minus 4. And finally minus 2 into 1 gives us minus 2. So now we write down all the factors. Minus 215 is equal to, we've got how many 2's? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So minus 2 into 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 minus 2. Next is we create the bunches of 3 numbers together. So these 3 minus 2 together, these 3 make one bunch, and finally you have this last one bunch. So this will become minus 2 into 3, this bunch I have written like that, minus 2 raised to the power of 3, this bunch minus 2 raised to the power of 3, and finally this bunch minus 2 raised to the power of 3. Now I am taking the raised to 3 common, so minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2, I have brought it together, raised to the power of 3. So we have to remove the cube sign now. So the cube root of minus 312 is all these 3 numbers, minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2, which will give us minus 8. Minus 2 into minus 2 gives us 4, and 4 into minus 2 gives us minus 8. Okay, so this is how we do our negative, we find out the factors for the negative numbers. Your question number 4 and question number 5 is your homework. Please copy this down. You can pause the video and you can copy this sum down. Okay, so we continue further. Your 4th sum and your 5th sum is your homework. Okay, we look at one last sum now, which is of your practice set 3.3. You have to simplify the given numbers. What is given to you is the cube root of 27 upon 125. You have to find out the cube root of it. Okay, so what we'll do is that we will take this numerator separate and we will take this denominator separate, find out what are the factors of it, and then we'll put it together. So first we will factorize 27. Okay, so 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3. Over here for 125, 5 multiplied by 25 will give you 125. 5 multiplied by 5 will give you 25, and finally 5 multiplied by 1 will give you 5. Okay, so we'll now write it down together. 27 giving you 3 into 3 into 3, and 125 which gives you 5 into 5 into 5. Okay, so 27 upon 125 can be written as 3 into 3 into 3 upon 5 into 5 into 5. So this is making one bunch and this is making one bunch. So we can write it as 3 cube upon 5 cube. Now we have to get rid of the cube sign. So we put a cube root sign over here. So the cube root of 27 upon 125 is 3 upon 5, these two numbers. Okay, so in this same way you have to do your homework for number 2, your sum number 2 and sum number 3, and you have to solve the two sums given over there. So you can pause the video and you can finish off writing this, and this brings us to the end of today's lecture. We will continue further in the next lecture. Till then, dear students, stay safe and stay happy, and please remember to complete your work. Please remember to complete your homework. Thank you, students. See you the next time. Bye.